Hi, my friend. Are you ready to be found online wherever your dream clients are searching? Are you looking to make your marketing make sense? Do you want to be able to confidently make decisions about your marketing so that you can stop wasting your time and money and really know what to focus on to grow your business? If so, you are in the right place, and I am so excited to have you here. Let's jump right in. Hi, and welcome back to the podcast. By now, I bet you've noticed that there's a new name. That's right. This is now the Marketing for Entrepreneurs podcast because I really want to be able to work with you and teach you about more than just SEO or search engine optimization. We're not getting away from that at all. We're not leaving that behind, nothing like that. We're going to be talking more about our entire sales funnel, our entire sales process. SEO is a very important piece of it. It's the beginning. It's the visibility and the traffic. But we also need to generate leads. We need to look at the conversions. We need to make money. You're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur. You're not here just to learn how to get traffic to your site. You're here to learn how to get the right people to your site so that you can build your email list and grow your business and be ready to grow and scale. So I wanted to jump right in, kind of address that because you're probably seeing a new name and you may be wondering, hey, Rachel, what's going on? The other thing I want to let you know a little bit kind of behind the scenes, what I've been working on over the last 6 months. You know, I also teach podcast SEO and I talk to you about keywords. I've been working on several different strategies in the background. The first one was to start ranking for the word online marketing rather than just the SEO related terms. So last summer, I saw a really great opportunity. It's about 6 months ago now. There was a great opportunity to potentially rank for online marketing. So I went after it and I made some edits and some changes and updates to the podcast from an SEO standpoint. I'm very happy to say I'm now in the top 10 for online marketing as well as very visible for email marketing and SEO related terms. That has helped the podcast grow to a top 5% podcast, which is amazing. So thank you so much for listening and being here and being part of this journey. The next stage is I really want to go after marketing. I want to see if I can get this podcast to rank in the top results for marketing. So that's part of why there's a new name, Marketing for Entrepreneurs. But it's also going to help it hopefully grow. It'll help you learn more about the overall marketing of your business. And my goal is to go from the top 5% where I am now to the top 1.5%. That's the next step in podcast rankings. So I'm very excited. I'm working on this. I'll share a little bit behind the scenes if you're curious, interested how it works, all of that. If you want to help me with this, I would love it if you would do a review and a rating of the show and then send me a screenshot of your review. Just DM me at Etched Marketing Academy on Instagram, and I will keep track of those each month. And somebody who does a review will get a free 30-minute one-on-one elite marketing coaching session so that you have a chance to ask me any questions you have. So once a month, I'm going to do a bonus one for podcast listeners. The best chance is just go ahead and leave that review because the reviews do help the algorithm. It helps it grow. It helps all of that. But then in return, somebody's going to get to work with me one-on-one for a half hour to really ask the questions that you have and help you learn a little bit more about how you grow your business. All right, let's jump right in because today's podcast episode is more marketing than just SEO related, but we're going to talk about both. So we talk about growing our email list. We talk about having an opt-in, a freebie, a valuable free offer, a lead magnet, whatever term you use, whatever term your mentor uses, it's all the same thing. So you want to have a freebie that you give to people in exchange for their email address. That's how you grow your email list. Now, your freebie, needs to be something that's very beneficial for your ideal customer, your dream client. It needs to help them. It needs to be a quick win. It needs to be something that they can really focus on, do something in 15 or 20 minutes, get a quick win, and then it helps them start to see that you might be able to be a resource for them. If you're not sure what freebies are, I do have a podcast episode that talks about freebies. I believe it's episode number 31, what is an opt-in? That'll kind of walk you through that. If you want some examples, go to the freebies tab on my website, etchedmarketing.com/freebies, and just take a look. I've got all sorts of free resources for you. What I want you to pay attention to is how they all relate back to a different part of the business. So there's ones that are SEO related, there's email marketing related ones, there's podcasting ones, and then there's online marketing, marketing strategy, that really lead into the different programs and groups and things that I offer and the ways that we can work together. You want to do the same thing with yours. So now let's say you've got your freebie, you've got your opt-in, you know that it's working well, it's what people want. And now you're trying to figure out, how do I grow my list? Do I do ads? Do I do SEO? Do I do both? Do I share it on social? Like, what do you do to grow your email list? So I'm going to tell you, from my experience, my perspective, you should be sharing your opt-in everywhere. You really should, because people are going to be connecting with you in different channels. And it's going to be important that you have the same message, the same opt-in, the same creative, etc., across channels, so that they know that, oh, yes, this is Susie, this is Joe, this is Peggy over here, so that they know that this is the same person, the same business. That's why your branding is so important, and making sure that you have a consistent look and feel across channels. So yes, you want to share it on multiple channels. Now let's talk specifically about ads, SEO, and let's even touch on social for a minute. I know I'm not a big proponent of social, because in most instances, I don't see social lead to significant sales for most of my clients or students. And it's honestly always been that way. I look at social as potentially a way of just nurturing the people that are already in your world, but you're probably not going to get a lot of new people, and you're likely not going to get a whole lot of sales from social unless you're like a TikTok shop or something like that. But most of us who are entrepreneurs, who are working from home, things like that, social's not going to be huge for us. But if you are on social, it does work for you. You should seriously consider using a tool like ManyChat, something that allows you for the chat engagement, so they just can comment a keyword and get sent the link rather than asking them to go to your tab on your profile. It is going to work better. So if you're on social, consider that. Now let's move back to SEO. Should you use SEO for your lead magnet? Yes, 100%. Absolutely. This should be your main focus. So what you want to think about is your lead magnet, your core lead magnet should be on your homepage, front and center. You should offer it several times. You want people to be able to get whatever it is that you have of value. If it's your discovery call, it's your freebie, your video series, whatever it is, you need it to be front and center on your website. However, you also want to make sure that you are offering it on your blog posts, because remember, when we're doing SEO, we're focusing on a content strategy where we are serving our customer. We are creating content that is of value to them, that is going to help them to grow their business, to solve their problems, to do whatever their issue is, whatever your niche is. So that blog content that you're creating should also have an email opt-in on every blog post. So I personally do an opt-in. I also have a pop-up option, though I do not have the pop-up option immediately, because you and I both know that's incredibly annoying. So my pop-ups are set to about a 30-second delay. If somebody has scrolled on your page and they've read for about 30 seconds, they're interested in what you have. At this point, your freebie pop-up is not as annoying as if they were to land immediately on your page and have it pop up. Nobody really wants that. The other problem with the immediate pop-up is you can sometimes hinder Googlebot from crawling your page, because Googlebot cannot click that X to get rid of that pop-up. So if that pop-up has come up too quickly, then Googlebot can't crawl and index that page, and you actually have now hurt your chances of having people find it because Google doesn't know it exists. So no immediate pop-ups. So we want to offer our freebie in our content, and we want to think about the content. If you have multiple content pillars, you may have different freebies. I have multiple freebies because I have different content pillars, because I have different programs. I have the group program for SEO, simple SEO content. I have the new marketing, like really make sense of your marketing program, the Confident Marketers Club, where we're going to go through everything that you've been working on and really hone in on what's working and what's not working. And we're going to get your hours back, and we're going to help you start making more money and get you on that path to grow and scale, so you are ready to go however high or however big you want to go. I also have the elite marketing coaching, and then also podcast SEO. So you'll see different freebies because they relate to different parts of the business, and the content is different because different audiences need different things. Yours may not be as advanced as mine, and that's okay. If you only have one opt-in, it actually makes life easier. So you're going to have your opt-in on each blog page. You're going to have it on your homepage. That's how you're using SEO to help grow your email list. You also can and should optimize your actual landing page for your freebie, because sometimes you can get those showing up in Google and now ChatGPT. I know that ChatGPT refers people to my freebies because in testing, I've had it recommend my freebies and then give that page. So you want to make sure that you're doing your traditional SEO on your website and setting up that funnel. Now, if you really want to get focused, let's say you do want to join me in the Confident Marketers Club early next year when it launches, you're going to want to understand your metrics. So you're going to want to track your SEO funnel separately from an ad funnel if you decide to run an ad funnel. So what you'll do in your email service provider, you'll actually create two separate automations. So one will be for your organic traffic only. So you'll have one landing page, you'll have one email funnel, like one email automation, so that we can look at that and look at those numbers and know for sure how that's working. Then on the other side, you'll have a separate landing page and a separate automation for your ads. And you'll want to make sure everybody's tagged so you know if they're organic or ads, because I can tell you my personal business, my conversion rates are very different between organic traffic and ad traffic, and then podcast traffic. And I'll be honest, I have not yet built out a separate funnel for podcast. That's on my 2026 plan. So we want to do that so we really know where people are coming from. So yes, we want to use SEO. Now, once you know if you're converting at the right levels from an SEO standpoint, that's when you start doing ads, if you want to run ads. Ads are something that you can lose a ton of money on in the beginning, and you are truly going to spend money to learn and make mistakes with ads. And if you don't have enough money that you're comfortable doing that yet, don't do it. I've heard my mentor say she expects you to spend about $5,000 before you really start to see results. And that is a scary figure for most small entrepreneurs, most newer businesses. I can tell you from my experience, it was at least that much, if not more, before I figured ads out. Now, what you're going to want to look at with ads will be, how is everything performing from an SEO standpoint? How is it performing organically? Once you know that you're converting where you need to from an organic standpoint, then you can start looking at ads. But with ads, what you're going to have to also consider is the cost per lead, or the ad cost. How much money are you paying for each person? So there's a whole bunch of different stuff to get into on the ad side. So to get you started, what you want to look at to understand if you are converting organically. Let's just start there so you know, yes, I'm ready for ads. No, I'm not ready for ads. You want to look at your landing page conversion. So you want to look at how many people got to your opt-in page. Your ideal goal here is a 30% or higher conversion, meaning 30 out of every 100 people who see your landing page, who see your offer for your freebie, take you up on it. They give you their information, they sign up, and they get your freebie. So if you are at 10% or 5%, you have a problem with your landing page, or you potentially have a problem with your opt-in itself. Something is not converting, your audience doesn't like it. We want 30% or better. Personally, I aim for 50% or better on my pages. If I'm below 50, I look at it and make some edits and changes. But I've got 25 years of marketing experience. So for you starting out, 30%. Aim there. We can always aim to get better over time. Then you want to look at your emails. Now, your open rate is not going to tell us as much now because so many inboxes like open or preview open. The emails now to check for the links and to check for scams and spam and, just bad stuff in them. So we don't really look at open rates as much today as we did before. What we want to look at is the click-through rate. So you're going to have a nurture sequence for your email, for your freebie. So you want to make sure the majority of the people who request your freebie are actually clicking to download your freebie or to watch the videos. If they're not engaging with it, then it tells you that there's something going on. They were interested enough to request it. However, they're not interested enough to engage with it. So you want to look at that and see how many people are downloading, how many people are clicking, what's going on there. Then we want to look at the subsequent emails. Remember, our nurture sequence generally has 7 to 10 emails. So we want to look in there and see again, what is the click-through rate on the different emails throughout that nurture sequence? Are we generating leads? Because the goal of a lead magnet is not just to get somebody on your email list, it is to generate leads. So if you're offering a webinar, you're hopefully getting people to sign up for your webinar. You want to see them clicking from your emails over to your webinar sign up page. And then you want to look at how is your webinar sign up page converting. If you're scheduling consult calls, you want to look and see how many people who got my freebie have now gone on to schedule a consult call. And then from there, you want to look at how many of those calls booked and became new clients. You want to look at this and go all the way through because it's going to be important to understand how many leads you need to get into your funnel before you get a paying customer. That's going to help you understand and start to troubleshoot. And then once you know where you're at and that you're converting, you're getting the right number of leads in, you've got a good conversion on your landing page, you're generating leads on the back end from your email sequence, you're making money if you've got a product or a service, then you can determine if you're ready to start running ads. And if you are, then it's time to go in and you're going to troubleshoot the same way basically through ads. And you're going to look at, are people clicking on my ad and are they converting and requesting my opt-in, and how are they engaging with my opt-in in that nurture sequence, and are they scheduling consults or are they signing up for the webinar, and then are they really going from here to becoming a customer? How is my webinar funnel converting? How are my discovery calls converting? There are so many different nuances. This, my friend, is why I'm creating the Confident Marketers Club, because we're going to break down these funnels and how they need to be converting. And we're going to look at them, and I'm going to help you identify where you need to make changes based on the data that we're seeing inside of your particular funnel. So it's going to be an amazing program. I'm so excited to get it out here because the questions that I get in the groups I'm in and in the mastermind that I've been in, I see so many people who are struggling with understanding their data and like wrapping their heads around it. And if I can help you see and understand your data, you can become a much more confident marketer, which will allow you to make decisions with that confidence. And once you understand your numbers and you know what's working and you're able to remove the things that are not working and just focus in on what is working, you will be ready to grow and scale. And I want to help you with that as well. So not in 2026, probably 2027, but I'm thinking about it. I want to help you all the way through as you grow your business. All right. I hope that this was helpful for you. You understand that you need to have multiple channels to really build your email. So if you have a podcast and a blog and social media, I want you to be sharing your opt-in on all of your channels. The same way that I share mine here and we talk about it, just do it very naturally. Don't push it. Don't be obnoxious. Don't do any of that. Just share it naturally because it is a resource for the person who is listening or the person who is reading. You're here to help your dream client. And the only way you're going to be able to help them is if they know that you exist through your different marketing channels, and then you offer them what it is that you have that can help them, how you can help solve their problem. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging with me. I know it was slightly longer, but I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of behind the scenes. Let me know if you think it's fun, if you're excited to kind of watch this podcast go from top 5% to top 1.5%. Once we hit 1.5%, we're going to go for 1%. It's been really fun. It took a little under a year to go from top 10 to top 5. So I'm very excited to see where we can go. We're not even at year 3 yet. Like, we're coming up at the end of year 3 in February. So it's been really, really fun. All right, I will see you back here. As a reminder, leave me that rating and that review, screenshot it, send it to me over on Instagram at Etched Marketing Academy. Let me see it. Once a month, I'm going to pull somebody to have that free session, and that session is very valuable. I do charge $2,000 a month for the elite marketing coaching. So you get a 30-minute session with me one-on-one to ask your questions. And all I ask in return is do me a favor and, give me a rating, give me a review, share the podcast with someone else. I want to be able to be here and help you grow your business. And I want to help your business bestie grow their business too. All right, that's it for today. I will see you back here next week. Bye for now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you took away something very actionable that you can start to use in your business right away. If you want any of the freebies that were mentioned, or you want any of my resources or free trainings, you can find those at etchedmarketing.com/freebies. If you would like to work together, I would love to work with you. Send me a note, reply to an email, DM me on Instagram. You know how to find me. I would love to help you grow your business as well. And if you have found this podcast helpful, would you do me the biggest favor and follow it or subscribe on your podcast app of choice, and then give it a rating and review? That really does help. It's just a little something you can do that helps me out in return. I appreciate it so much. I'll see you back here next week.